Good Monday afternoon to you. I'm Storm Search 7 meteorologist Brian James, and want to update you on what we have going on weather-wise, especially for the middle part of this upcoming week, Wednesday afternoon through early on Thursday. We're looking for that possibility of a big old storm system to work its way into the area and bring some beneficial moisture. And looks like, for the most part, that will fall in the form of rain, but there might be some snow, and I'll talk about that coming up. First, take a look at the water vapor imagery, and you can see this storm, big old pinwheel, making its way across southern parts of California, southern Arizona, and northern parts of Mexico. It's making its way down toward the southeast, and as it does, it's starting to make its way into a point where it's going to start pulling in some Gulf of Mexico moisture before taking a turn up toward the north and northeast. The actual forecast tracks, the models, relatively consistent, but I think for the most part the track that I've drawn here is the one that's most likely. If the storm does happen to drop a little farther south and then curl up into central Texas, we'll get a lot less rain. But there are even a couple of models that show it curling its way a little bit more into West Texas and then eventually into the Texas Panhandle. I think that's a little too far back to the west. I think the middle-of-the-road forecast track is pretty much true to form around the Big Bend area up toward Abilene, then eventually up toward say around between Altus and Wichita Falls, Altus and over toward Lawton, Oklahoma, rather, as we head through primarily Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and then through the day on Thursday. By Thursday afternoon, the bulk of this storm is out of here, so I think for the most part we're looking at this storm exiting the area very quickly. Now, in terms of what's going to happen, let's go over to one of the other computer models and show you what it's showing in terms of accumulated precip, and of course the brighter the colors, the more rainfall it's going to be falling. Now, as we head through Tuesday morning, you see the area of rain developing across central parts of Texas into East Texas, and as we head through the day on Tuesday, that's where the bulk of the rain is going to stay, into eastern and central parts of Texas. There may be some parts that could pick up in excess of 6 inches of rain. I'll show you some of the accumulated rainfall totals coming up here in a second, but as we head into Tuesday night and early Wednesday, you can see the area of rain mainly off to the east, but look back toward the west and south around the Big Bend area. As that storm lifts to the north, it's going to start developing more rain, and that's what we're going to watch push into the area as we head through Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. So by the afternoon hours, you may very well need your umbrella. And as we head through Wednesday night into Thursday, here comes the main area of rain for us, moving off toward the northeast and moving through the high plains. You can see most of the area is going to get some good rainfall out of this. But as we head toward Thursday morning, we're looking at Thursday morning at 6 o'clock right here. If there's going to be any snow, it'll be possibly in a couple of spots. One would be in this area. The shaded area here would be the best chance for perhaps a little bit of snow mixing in, but also on the western fringe of the storm, where there's a little bit of higher elevation. The cold air doesn't have to be as deep for that snow to make it all the way down to the ground. So the western half of the high plains would have a chance for some snow accumulation if it were to change over as we head through Wednesday night and early Thursday. And there is a possibility of some light accumulations if that changeover does happen. If it doesn't, then it stays primarily all rain. Now, that's certainly possible. It may wrap up with some lingering snow before things quiet down as we head into Thursday afternoon. And it will quiet down pretty quick. The bulk of this storm is going to be out of here. This is looking at, of course, Thursday morning. By Thursday at noon, you can see it already moving off into Oklahoma. And then by the time we get to Thursday evening, the storm is in essence gone. How much rain could we see? Good question. And you look at this map and you're thinking, holy cow, there's a bunch of colors. Well, let me try to break this down for you a little bit. Looking at this scale right here, the second scale on the right is the one that we're going to use for this. You can see central parts of Texas could receive somewhere around 6 to 8 inches of rain around Dallas all the way down toward Houston. For us, with these areas of shades of yellow and orange, so eastern and southeastern parts of the Panhandle could be around between 1.5 inches and 2 inches of rain. So from Amarillo to the east and down to the south would be the best chance for some of that heavier rainfall. But even across most of the high plains, at least 1/2 inch of rain for most of the area, the exception being northeastern New Mexico, western parts of the Oklahoma Panhandle may see lesser amounts. But we'll take any moisture we can get, but there's going to be a strong gradient, and it all depends on the track of the storm as to how much rain we'll see. But the way it looks right now, at least 1/2 inch for the most part across the high plains. Central Panhandle could be closer to 1 inch, depends on the track of the upper level storm. Of course, I want you to keep tuned to Pro News 7, and we'll have more updates as we head toward Wednesday with the arrival of this storm. Tune in to Pro News 7 at 5, 6, and 10. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Storm Search 7 meteorologist Brian James. On Twitter, Facebook, I'll keep you updated, and also on our regular Pro News 7 Facebook page too. Hopefully you'll stay with us, and we'll just monitor this storm, and we'll have some good fun and get some good moisture out of it by the time it's all said and done. Take care. Have a great Monday afternoon.